This is Vision for Life Radio with Dr. Roger Patterson.
Hey, I want to read you a text message I got from a coach this summer. I was on vacation in New York with my family when I read these words. Wednesday, July 30th, 9:22 p.m. My oldest son, Jake, is on life support in Reno, Nevada. Boating accident. LaNay and I are on our way now. We just caught a flight. Please pray. Thanks. Today we're going to hear from Coach Keith Blackmon, the man that sent me that text, his wife LaNay, and their 19-year-old son Jake, the one who was described as being on life support. So Jake and LaNay and Keith, welcome to Vision for Life Radio, where faith and sports collide.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're glad that you're here. Jake, let me start with you today. This is your story, right, of something that took place in your life. You're on vacation with one of your buddies and his families, and you're out on Lake Tahoe, a beautiful mountain lake. It's late July. Tell us what you remember, what you were going through, a little bit about that vacation, and then what happened to you.
We were just up there hanging out and having fun on the lake, and we were in a condo right on the lake, and so I'd been out there a few times, and since it's up in the mountains, the water was already pretty cold, and I don't really remember anything past the night before, but from what I was told, the water was just too cold for me to keep swimming when we got in the lake that day. I started struggling.
So you start struggling. Your buddy Rob's swimming with you.
Right. We were swimming, he said probably somewhere around 40 yards, which isn't too far, but it's not close. And I started struggling, but he was struggling too. He thought we were both just tired and that I'd be okay. And I was pulling him down a little bit, so he had to let me go, but again, he didn't think anything was going to happen. And so then I started going under more and more, and some kids on a kayak actually came by, and they tried to reach their paddle out to me, but it was just a few inches too far. And they couldn't help me out either, so I started going down.
When you realize what happened to you, though you don't have much of a memory of it, and you live your life now, how does that make you feel, looking back and realizing that you almost died? And you said there were two words. It's scary and it's humbling. What do you mean by that?
Obviously, I don't have to remember much to know that it was a terrifying moment, because I was sinking to the bottom of the lake and I was essentially dying and couldn't do anything about it at the time. And so that was the scary part, obviously, but it was also very humbling hearing how, as my parents said earlier, around 200 people just walked out of nowhere, stopped what they were doing just to pray for me. Some 19-year-old kid. They had no clue who I was, but they dropped everything they were doing at the moment to pray, and everybody that played a part in saving me. It was just very humbling, and the fact that God would use all those people to save me